Yes. So if you have any question, if you have any
Um,
question,
can you hear me?
yeah, you can go ahead.
You you said the simulation. Can
Y-
you give us some of the simulation apps or sites we can
Okay,
use?
so for I think in the resources that I included, it contains some of the simulations, right? So just to mention a few, we have Multisim, NI Multisim, we have Proteus, but these two are not for free, right? You can get free ones like I think Tina from Texas Instruments. You can also get LT Spice from Linear Technology. Okay, and I think right now KeyCard also has an integrated simulation. Okay, I haven't used it, but I know it's a Spice program, so you can definitely use it to do simulation. But chances are that you should go for LT Spice. It is completely free. Okay, yeah. Any other
So
question?
you
You're
send
welcome.
us the links, right?
Come again.
You send us the links.
Sure, sure. Remind me on the platform. I'll share it. Okay.
Okay.
Please, any other question? Any other question? I've mentioned a lot. I've said a lot. Whatever. It could be a suggestion. It could be a comment. Feel free to ask.
Okay, so just to reiterate, you mentioned that if we have a circuit whose load is say 9 volts,
Mm-hmm.
1 amp, and you give it 9 volts, 3 amps, the circuit will automatically only pull 1 amp, right?
Exactly. So the whole trick is
Okay,
this. Let me say, assuming you take a bucket of water to the sea to fetch water, can you fetch more than the bucket can contain?
no,
No. Okay. So it's
okay,
basically like that. The load,
okay,
whatever the load, you see, it is the voltage that is driving the current, right? So technically, when you match the voltage to the required value, it will drive the required current. That's it. So mostly when I'm
okay,
building systems, I don't worry about current. I just focus on making sure the voltage at the various levels are intact.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's good.
Professor,
Yes, sir. Hey, yes, madam.
what happens if the voltage?
Come again.
What happens if the voltage is
What happens if the voltage
less than the
is
required
less
amount?
than? Okay, so let me use an analogy. Can you carry a bag of cement? I mean, a bag of cement is 50 kg. Can you carry a bag of cement?
No,
Good. So what will happen when you try to carry a bag of cement?
I'll get hit or I'll get
Okay.
really
So
tired.
in the case of circuit, many things can happen, right? And it depends on the nature of the load. Now there are some loads, or I should say, depending on the extent, the level of not up to, okay, the system may not work at all. Okay, there are some systems they are very very rigid. If they require 9 volt, they require 9 volt. Even if you give them 8.5, it won't work. Is that okay? Then there are those that usually the linear devices, they can start working from a certain range of voltage levels, right? But then there is always the minimum threshold that every device would not work. Is that okay? Now, when your voltage is not up to, all hope is not lost. Let's assume that in a scenario where your voltage is not up to, but then the power source is able to supply more current than your system required. There is something called a boost converter. Is that okay? So the boost converter would raise your voltage by spending current. I don't know if you get it.
I get it.
Yes, it will increase your voltage, but it will do that at the spend of using more current. Now, I think in the second session, I'll talk about power and all these things, and I'll reiterate on this again. Okay, so yeah, it depends. But if your voltage is low and your current is also not good, then basically you can't do anything about that. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anil, are you there?
Yes, Professor.
Do you have any questions?
No, I think information is quite useful, and I will spend some more time to relearn it again, just to
Okay.
make sure I got it properly.
Okay. All right. All right. That's great. Yeah. So, but I hope the message I'm trying to put across landed well, right? This is just the
Yes,
beginning. Yes, this is just the beginning. I know.
yes, yes, you are right. Because it's always when we do software, because software is something I'm expert into.
Mm-hmm.
But when I reach out close to hardware, I always come across surprises.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now these basics will help me, to handle hardware more efficiently going forward.
Fantastic. Very, very important. You see, I recently developed this device. I don't know if you can see.
Little bit lower. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, I think I'm using two different cameras, so and I still had to do some alterations. Okay, so you perfection is something that can. In fact, I would say you can't be perfect. You can be perfect at a particular level, right? You can gain mastery to a level, but the moment you raise your level, then you become a whole beginner, right? So let's say I
Yeah.
start with analog electronics and master analog electronics. The moment I go into the digital domain, I come back to like ground zero, right? Because now I have to
Yeah.
learn a new thing, okay? And mostly the kind of project I get from my clients, I have to be doing new things. So always new challenges come. Every project comes with its own challenges. So anytime you are doing electronics and you get into a fix, look, don't give up. Trust me, it gets better. Okay, never
Yeah.
ever give up. Okay. Yeah, so if you have any more questions, we still have 10 minutes to spend. Yes, if you have questions, if you have, I'm ready to answer you. If there are no questions, then I'll say thank you for joining the first session. We're going to at 12 o'clock we will come back for the second session. Okay. Now the second session will be a bit more technical, right? So as we are moving forward, the things um the difficulty level will be increasing, but in all things I'm going to try as much as possible to make sure you understand it. Is that okay? That is my purpose here. And like I said, don't worry if you don't get something. I'll upload the videos right after. You get the chance, go over, and even after Friday, the subsequent Fridays, you have meetups so that I can answer your questions, okay, as you walk through and try to develop the system on your own, okay, until we meet for the second training phase, okay. All right. So thank you for joining. See you all in almost an hour time. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay, thank you too.